can't do 2 songs, and I only remember one of them. Watch me, you, and beef with me. Get out.
Soulja Boy, he been canceled. He nobody cares Soulja Boy. So Soulja Boy better go to get that check. Yeah, I don't think he had hits and you.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
He was for me. I loved it. I loved it. I had some Louis. It was Louis. It was everything, and it was perfect. And he was like, "Take this, you white." Like he kept, like he's very like into like the race play stuff. And but here's the thing. I don't know if this was really him or it was like drunk him.
Y'all really thought Soulja Boy was only trading shots with Marlon Wayans? Nah, this dude's at war with his own past, and it's getting ugly. What started off as a throwaway radio jab just cracked open a vault of drama Soulja hoped we'd never see. And trust, it's way nastier than anybody expected. We're not gonna waste time going over what everybody already knows. Yeah, Soulja hit that crypto gig around Trump's inauguration weekend. And yeah, Marlon shaded him real casual during a radio spot. But here's what most people missed, why Soulja snapped so hard. When you've got that many secrets locked up, even the smallest joke can feel like a threat. And Big Draco, he's got closets stacked with things he's trying to keep buried.
My partner say, "Man, who the f in this crib?" A-Rap passed me the Bam, I look through the door. I see like 3, 4 running through the crib. All black, mask on, running through the crib. One run to the front door. I hop out, I start shooting. Bow, 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 bow. Shot the bow, shot his ass. Bow, 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 bow. All the niggas run out the door, they run out the door.
That's why he jumped on X and fired off, "I can't believe I'm arguing with that dress up like a white chick. What the F is wrong with me?" And boom, Marlon, who's been roasting people for decades, wasn't gonna let that slide. He clapped back by going straight for Soulja's image, the one he's been working overtime to protect. And just like that, it started to fall apart. Word is, folks in the industry been side-eyeing Soulja's contradictions for a minute. It all started heating up when William DeBoss pulled up to Tasha K's podcast, and he didn't come empty-handed. This man brought receipts about his alleged run-in with Soulja Boy, and the details, way too real to ignore. William didn't just talk vague, he described the inside of Soulja's condo like he lived there. He pointed out the layout, called out the exact bottles sitting in the liquor cabinet, and even mentioned tattoos that ain't in any public pics. That's the kind of tea you can't just pull out of thin air. And don't get it twisted, this wasn't some one-time claim. Years back, Vivica Fox dropped some slick hints of her own while talking about that old XXL cover with Soulja and 50 Cent. When asked about 50 blaming bad ratings on quote-unquote gay stuff, she clapped back with a cold one-liner.
What were your thoughts when 50 Cent blamed the second season ratings dip on gay stuff?
First of all, you know, the pot calling the kettle black is all I'm saying.
Ooh. The pot calling the kettle black. Huh.
Whoa. That was some tea. That was shade. That was major shade.
Pot calling the kettle black. So, I mean, you're not insinuating that
he's
50
gay?
Cent is...
That's basically code for, and just like that, the room went silent. Vivica knows exactly what goes down behind the scenes, and she ain't some newbie to this game. She's been around long enough to catch all the little signs, the stuff most people miss. So when you line that up with Soulja's wild overreaction to Marlon's joke, going from chill to full-blown transphobic in seconds, it starts to make sense. That wasn't just shade, it was classic projection, lashing out at others because you're battling your own inner mess. But then this whole thing went next level. The moment Marlon dropped that country diss track, bruh, it was like setting fire to gasoline. Soon as that track hit the net, it was chaos. One line had the internet frozen. Soulja Boy is on CAC and meth. I can smell it on his breath. Yes, he's on that Chris. It's CAC. People lost it. That track was everywhere, from group chats to club speakers to straight-up radio spins. DJs couldn't get enough of it. Overnight, Marlon stopped being just a funny dude clapping back. He became a whole viral force with lyrics that cut deeper than any punchline. And just when everyone thought it couldn't get crazier, boom! TMZ spotted Marlon outside some LA restaurant. Most folks would have chilled or walked it back, but not him. With cameras in his face and the whole world watching, Marlon doubled down and went full savage.
You in one of the movies.
I need a crackhead for the new scary. I need a crack and a meth head all mixed together. You're perfect. I need someone that looks like a wet Muppet. That's what I am. I need crack and meth together. I need creth together. I want someone to look like they'll sell your car, rob you, and suck all at the same time. Soulja Boy.
But Soulja's real mistake? Taking it too far by dragging Marlon's transgender son Kai into the beef. He posted, "That runs in the family, huh?" A Marlon Wayans. No wonder you like dressing up as a big. It's in your blood. That right there? Crossed the line. See, in the entertainment world, everybody knows everybody's dirt. They just keep quiet until you push the wrong button. And the second Soulja came for Kai, it was like giving Marlon a green light to go nuclear. That's when things really blew up, and all the skeletons Soulja thought he had hidden, they started breakdancing out the closet. One of the biggest contradictions in Soulja's whole image has always been this tough guy act versus how he actually reacts when things get real. And there's one incident that makes that super clear. Let's talk about that wild night at his mansion that ended in chaos. Shots fired, cops called, and legal drama so messy, most folks never got the full story. What was supposed to be a lit album celebration turned into something straight out of a crime doc. Soulja claimed masked intruders stormed into his crib, and he had to flip into full-blown action mode. "Get my partner on the floor," he said. But the truth? Way messier than that. This whole shootout involved a dude named Droop, and both sides are telling very different stories. Soulja swears some masked goons broke in and he had to defend himself. But Droop? He's saying, nah, he and his team weren't strangers. They were part of Soulja's own label. Not only were they invited, they were working with him. And the fight, it supposedly popped off after they heard one of their tracks playing at Soulja's release party with Soulja's verse slapped on top and zero heads up or payout.
What do you feel the Soulja Boy owes?
Everything he got, he owed me.
Realistically,
Everything. From the dances that he used to wear, to the dance move, to the clothes with the paint on it.
all of that was us.
That was us all day.
But here's where it gets really shady. Droop's been speaking out recently, and what he's saying ain't a good look for Soulja. According to him, Soulja had promised the team all kinds of stuff. Producer credits, features, even a cut of the streaming cash. And after months of putting in work, making choreo, and creating content for Soulja's shows, they got nothing. No money, no credits, not even a shout out.
Like that. I said, what you gonna do with that? So I slapped him again.
Okay. And then after you slapped him again, he let off?
That's when he let off. That's when I got hit right here, in the front of my thigh.
Droop says when he stepped to Soulja about stealing their track, things popped off quick, and he straight up slapped Soulja twice. That's when Soulja allegedly lost it and pulled the trigger. But instead of going down right there, Droop somehow made it to a car and got rushed to the hospital, barely hanging on. And when he woke up, he was in handcuffs. Yep, turns out Soulja had already spun his side of the story to the cops, claiming Droop tried to rob him. That move had Droop facing an attempted robbery charge and looking at 25 years behind bars. But here's where it gets shaky. Soulja's statements to police didn't add up. First, he told them 5 masked men broke in, then it changed to 3. And the so-called weapons? He kept switching up the story every time he talked to someone new. That's when Droop brought in the big guns, Brian Steele, the same lawyer repping Young Thug. And once Steele stepped in, it was a wrap. He picked apart the case, exposed the lack of solid evidence, and made it clear the whole thing was shaky from the jump. In the end, the charges collapsed, and Droop only served 1 year total, including the 9 months he'd already been sitting in jail. What's wild is that even Soulja's former right-hand man, AAB, backed up parts of Droop's story, even though they had already fallen out way before all this went down. His voice was reportedly shaking when he described the masked intruder like he'd seen something real and real scary. So yeah, something definitely happened that night. But the streets are still split on who's really telling the full truth. And Droop's situation? It ain't even a one-off. This pattern of using and tossing artists seems to run deep with Soulja. Multiple people who worked with him are saying the same thing. He brings them in with promises of fame, features, and fat checks, but once the work is done, nothing. No credits, no money, no recognition. Meanwhile, the tracks, the choreography, the ideas, all of it somehow ends up under Soulja's name. Even his business moves been looking sketchy for a minute. Remember when he claimed to be the first rapper with his own gaming console? Turns out it was just a cheap Chinese emulator he slapped his logo on, then charged crazy prices for, or that mansion he flexed on. IG, it was an Airbnb. And then there's that Trump inauguration crypto stunt where Soulja basically admitted he only shows up for the biggest bag. No loyalty, no passion, just whoever's cutting the biggest check. This right here is why Soulja was in full panic mode, rushing to delete tweets like his keyboard was on fire. He tried to walk it all back with a post that read, "I apologize for crashing out. I just be trying to defend self, but sometimes I take it too far." Back to the music and TV shows. Love.
They paid me a bag. Obama ain't never put no money in my pocket. Kamala ain't never put no money in my pocket. Trump put money.
Love y'all. But at that point, the internet had already seen it. Screenshots were flying. The damage was way past done. And the reason this whole beef hit so hard wasn't just the back and forth. It exposed how Hollywood really works behind the scenes. See, in the entertainment world, there's this unspoken rule. Keep certain things off limits. Personal stuff, family, especially kids, that's sacred ground. But when someone steps out of line and hits below the belt, it turns into open season. That's exactly what happened when Soulja dragged Marlon's transgender son, Kai, into the mess. The second he threw that transphobic insult, it wasn't just about clout anymore. It got deeply personal, and everyone felt it. What Soulja failed to realize is that Marlon's not some industry phony. He's been real about his love and support for Kai from the jump. Back in June, during Pride Month, Marlon posted photos with Kai and wrote a caption that shut down all the noise. It said, "As a father of a child in the LGBTQ+ community, I show my support. Zero care what people think. If I lost you, good." That one post alone had people calling him Father of the Year. He stood firm, proud, and loud, and the community heard him. So when Soulja came for Kai, he wasn't just picking a fight with Marlon. He was disrespecting an entire community that rides hard for their own. Within hours, number Protect Kai was trending. Celebs started speaking out. Fans were reposting Marlon's quote like a badge of honor. Meanwhile, brands that had been circling Soulja for deals started pulling back fast. One by one, opportunities started vanishing, and let's be real, money talks. And what it was saying loud and clear was, "We're done with you, Soulja." Marlon didn't even have to scream. He stayed cool, but his response cut deep. If Soulja Boy had a career, he could get canceled for this type of slander. Luckily, he ain't been relevant since 2007. That was Marlon's cold-blooded one-liner. And just when you thought he was done, he twisted the knife even deeper with this. "My child had top surgery and still has more chest than you." Boom, over 2 million likes in just hours. That's when it became crystal clear. Marlon wasn't just clapping back. He had the entire internet behind him. The real shocker, watching the industry pick sides, Marlon's been in the game for decades. In Living Color, White Chicks, his own stand-up specials, and every step of the way, he built something real. Meanwhile, Soulja out here still trying to stretch crank that like it's 2007, mixing it in with shady business schemes and busted product drops. Just look at who stood where. The A-listers, all riding with Marlon. Not a single major name came to defend Soulja. Even artists who've done tracks with him suddenly got selective memory. That silence was loud. It told you everything about where Soulja really stands in the game today. And now, we're watching the fallout unfold live. 3 major sponsors have already pulled out, cutting checks, canceling contracts, distancing themselves completely. His streaming numbers, nosediving. Fast. It's like the internet collectively decided, yeah, we're done here. Meanwhile, Marlon is on the rise like never before. Word is he's about to be inducted into the NAACP Image Awards Hall of Fame, a major honor. And guess what else? Sources say he's being approached by big-time studios to lead and produce LGBTQ+ centered content. On top of that, his social media engagement is blowing up. Comments, shares, followers, all going crazy. Sure, Soulja was a pioneer back in the early internet rap days. No one's denying he opened digital doors. But in 2025, he just got outplayed by someone who knows how to move in today's media world. Marlon didn't just react, he played it like chess. Here's the real takeaway. When your whole persona is built on smoke and mirrors, don't go throwing shots at a comedy legend's kid, especially when that legend's been in the game long enough to have all the industry tea you really don't want spilled. Let's run that scoreboard real quick. Marlon Wayans turned this beef into a straight-up winning streak, a NAACP Hall of Fame induction, fresh studio deals lined up for LGBTQ+ projects, and a tidal wave of public love. Soulja Boy, he's left standing alone, while every skeleton he thought was locked away is out here doing the electric slide in the middle of the street in daylight. Closet empty. Reputation shaky. Bag looking lighter by the day. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think really won this beef? And don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn those notifications on because this story, it ain't over. Word on the street is there are even more secrets in Soulja's closet just waiting to come out. Big shout out to everybody who stuck through this wild ride with us. Y'all the real MVPs. We'll catch you on the next one, and trust the next chapter might be even crazier.